Look, if you're watching this video right now, I can almost guarantee that you are stuck. You feel lost. A little flame deep down inside you feels like, I should be doing more. I should be better. I should be achieving these things. But you're not. And why is that? You're doing all the right things on paper. You're going to the gym consistently. You have some sort of goal or side hustle you're working towards. You're prioritizing relationships. You're doing all of these things, yet nothing seems to be clicking. You're constantly scrolling social media and learning new things. You're watching this video to get more education. But for some reason, no matter what it is, you are still going to be stuck. Why is that? Is it because you don't have the right information? Is there some little piece of information out there that you're searching for that's going to instantly make everything click and you're going to be good to go afterwards? Unfortunately, probably not. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Carson. I try to make videos like this just to talk about some of the things I'm currently going through and hopefully help you guys whenever you have a problem you run into, is essentially the whole premise of these. So, when I was about 17 years old, is kind of when I started getting super into the self-improvement space. And I would kind of fall in that same cycle that we just talked about of finding more information, going online and watching videos. I'd implement this stuff, nothing would seem to click, and I'd go searching for the next thing. And I'd fall in this cycle over and over again. What I call the learning cycle, where you learn, you implement, you do it for a couple weeks and see no results, and you fall right back to the start where you have to learn again to repeat the cycle, thinking that something's going to be different. Well, I did that over and over for years, thinking that there was just a little piece of information I was missing, and then it all clicked. Everything would fall into place. That never happened. It wasn't until about 2 years ago I sat down and thought about truly why this was. And what I found out is it wasn't because I wasn't doing the right things, because I was doing the right stuff. I was getting 8 hours of sleep. I was eating decently clean. I was focused. I was disciplined. It's because I wasn't consistent. I look at consistency as this kind of like golden rule that no matter what it is you're trying to achieve, if consistency is not in the equation, you're not going to win. And you never will. Consistency is kind of like a spark. Let's look at it as an example here. Let's say you're trying to start a fire with flint and steel. If you know flint and steel, you like scrape the two things together and it makes a spark. So you get all these small sticks, you bundle them together, and you're trying to over and over put this spark on the fire till one catches and ignites. If you just do that 3 or 4 times, the chances and probability of you actually lighting that fire, sure, there might be some, but it is extremely slim. But the more and more repetition you can do on that, the higher your odds increase that one of those are going to catch and ignite. But most people in their everyday life, they're only striking that about 3 to 4 times before they give up and say, I'm not seeing any results. The people who are successful, they keep striking it until they see results. And there's a quote that I love that kind of sums this principle up. And I'm sure you've heard it. It's, there's no such thing as failure until you quit. It doesn't matter if you have to strike that flint and steel together 1,000,000 times. You don't fail until you stop striking it. Because who knows, maybe on that 1,000,001 time of striking it, you're going to get a fire. That's what consistency is. It's doing things regardless of the results you're seeing, in anticipation of what is to come. You know what those results are or what the action is gonna do for you. You don't have to see results to know that. So, what can you do with this information? How can you take what you learned here and change your life with it? Because here's the thing, you probably already knew this. Chances are, you knew this before clicking on the video, you just didn't really have a way to put it in words. But deep down in your soul, you did know this. You didn't need me to tell you it. So what can you do with it? How can you take this and actually take action upon it? Most people don't talk about action in videos. I do. It's important. Action is the most important part. So, what I want you to do is I want you to look back on these habits that you've done over the past couple of years. Some of the habits you tried. Maybe it was a workout routine. Maybe it was no going on your phone right after you wake up. Whatever it might be. Think about the ones that made the biggest impact on your life, or the ones that you think will get you closest to your version of success the fastest. Then I want you to bring one of those back. One of those back and just form it into a habit. If it's not going on your phone after you wake up, then put a water bottle on your phone or something, so that when you naturally reach for your phone, you grab the water bottle instead and use that to drink water. Find something that can interrupt that pattern habit that you have into some sort of better habit to replace it. Once you can start doing this over and over again and become consistent with it, you will start seeing results. And I can guarantee you that. But you just have to remember not to quit. Now, I will say, without a doubt, one of the hardest parts about this is staying accountability and actually doing it consistent. Consistency on paper sounds super cool until you have to start doing it, and it freaking sucks. So for those of you who know what you should be doing but are having a harder time actually doing them and staying consistent doing them, it's something I struggled with in the past, but I made a community, free community, exactly for that. It's going to be in the link in the description. You can take a little quiz which kind of helps you figure out what's holding you back the most and kind of guides you in the right direction. So feel free, check out that link if you'd like. There's a free community inside of there that you're more than welcome to join if you think it'd be helpful. But ladies and gentlemen, consistency is and always will be king, so make it a number one priority. I hope you learned at least one thing new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.